Wait.
I was just about to say, do you dance back there while the intro is going on, or?
I do. We are back. We are back. We are back.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me all right, Rodg?
Oh yeah. Can you hear me?
You look like you're broadcasting from a cave somewhere where the electricity has gone
I
out.
thought about that too. I'm like, man, times are rough now.
That's all right. We're still. So it's funny, Rodg. One of our buddies on here, Mr. U, they call me Mr. U, had his first live broadcast this morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. Of course, like an idiot, he's on Eastern Time, and he'd been telling me it's 9. I'm like, oh, I'll never be able to get it. I'm already at work. Then, of course, it's 8 my time because I'm just not translating. Right. And, it was his first live one. It didn't go exactly the way he wanted. I said, look, man,
it's good.
Our first live broadcast, we were talking with Willie, the great Willie. Thank you to the Shakeback Media Group for
shout out to Willie, yes, and the Shakeback,
and helping us put on it. Willie was working with us until 6:59 and 59 seconds, and we were late getting on the air, and our first intro didn't have the music on it. I said, so man, your first look at us. We're like our 11th broadcast, and we're still trying to figure out the lighting and the microphones and the internet. Right. So I mean,
once we get money for that production budget, everything will change.
If you would stop spending money on Bob, we would probably have the money.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Well.
If I don't spend money on Bob, then that means I have to do my own research. I have to buy my own clothes. I have to make my own coffee. I can't keep doing that.
Bob buys your clothes?
All right. So what's the first topic?
Well, Rodg, yesterday was supposed to be an epic Game 7.
Yes.
Will Philadelphia get over the hump against Boston? Will Boston, kind of feel their championship aspirations keep moving on? And what was the story yesterday instead?
Ja Morant again. Oh my goodness! When I first heard about it, I was like, "This can't be real." Like, because I saw it, I think it was on, and I think I got the notification from Bleacher Report. Well, anyway, and I didn't think it was real. Then I finally went and saw the video myself, and I just started shaking my head. I just could not believe this happened again within the span of, was it three months maybe? I think the last one was March, I think.
Right.
So for those. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're on the roll. Go ahead.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Ja was caught again on Instagram Live. He was in a looks like a Jeep or a truck with some buddies, and apparently he was waving a gun. Yes, he's waving a gun again, and they got caught on Instagram Live. Obviously, much to the dismay of.
So let me correct this, Rodg. Yeah. They weren't caught on Instagram Live. Well, they decide to film on Instagram. And Shannon Sharp made a great point of this morning. His friends keep doing this to show, oh, hey, we out here with Ja. Because Ja is very rarely the person recording. Can you get some more secure friends to where they don't have to prove that they're with you? And to his friend's credit, which is very little credit, when he saw the gun, he flipped the thing down.
I was just about to say when his friend was filming the video, he saw the gun and he kind of took the video away and showed shoved it in another direction. So I'll give his friend that much credit. But let's be honest, I don't know why they were filming this anyway. Why you don't got to film everything. Everything nowadays you got to be filmed. It's on Instagram Live. Got to show everybody exactly what you're doing 24/7. You don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
So I guess the question now is, and I want to get your opinion on this. What do you think his punishment should be? First punishment was, it seemed like, was it 5 to 6 games maybe? And then you had to get counseling, etc.
It was in days. So it was like 17 days. So he missed
which is about
something like, it just depends on how many back-to-backs and stuff you have. So let's move back, right? But just because there is a small contingent that does try to, protect him at times and kind of say, oh, he's just got a gun. It's not illegal. You're 100% correct. It's not illegal. But you work for an organization, Memphis Grizzlies, which is part of a big organization, the NBA, and they have told you that this kind of behavior is not acceptable, period. Right? Second, who do you think of the two, probably in a matter of sales and T-shirt sales, like who would you throw out as probably your top two in NBA?
LeBron and Steph.
LeBron and Steph. Easy, right?
Right.
How many times in the past 5, 10, 15 have you seen them out there waving a gun, them out there?
Zero.
Zero. This is the bigger picture to it for him. Even if you want to say, well, it's not illegal and should Memphis and the NBA, sponsors are not going to want this kind of representation.
Right.
Okay. And it makes no sense for you to go out there and ruin your word, your reputation, even your marketability. If you like, look,
right.
Did it come down to dollars and cents? Maybe sometimes it should, Rodg. Because stupid example, but just imagine this. You and I, we enjoy our whiskey, right?
Yes.
What if we were known for
our milk?
Our milk, yes.
Yeah.
And we were carrying big bottle of all everywhere we went, right?
Right.
One day, Willie sits us down and says, "Hey guys, I love your show. I'm gonna sign you to a big contract, $200,000 a year."
Oh wow.
One thing I ask is, when you guys are out, don't carry the whiskey bottles. If you want to do it at home, do it at home. That's fine.
You wouldn't ever have to worry about us carrying a whiskey bottle.
My goodness, Rodg, it would be milk for I don't understand what it is about that lifestyle that you are trying to portray. What that lifestyle is going backwards. Right. You know, what you just signed a 200, 300 million. Like I think I looked at his cap hit for next year is like 33 million. 33 million next year, and you think that you have to portray something that you are just not.
Right.
I don't understand. So
two things. First of all, you said he works for the Memphis Grizzlies. He does work for them, but he's the face of the franchise.
Right.
When you say Memphis Grizzlies, the first name that's attached is Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Second
of all, goes to Mike's point here. I guess he's the eighth highest selling jersey.
Yep.
And but I wonder how long that's going to continue after this.
Right. Because I guarantee you, there's some kids out there, young kids out there that have bought his jerseys or want to buy his jerseys, and their parents are probably looking and say, "No, we're not doing that. We can't buy him because he keeps on getting into trouble."
Right.
And one other thing I want to touch on, I don't know the circumstances of his contract, but is any of that money in his contract guaranteed?
Well, that's how NBA contracts are, Rodg. They're guaranteed for the most part, but you there's language in them, conduct detrimental to the team, something like that lets you void stuff. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and then if you get suspended for something like that, you don't get that money.
All right. The reason I'm asking, I think you just touched this, because my beautiful wife Sydney asked me how much of the contract was guaranteed, and I told her at the time I didn't know how much was guaranteed, but I told her there's probably some circumstances or some lining or some wording in the contract says that if you do such and such, then you won't get this amount of money. I don't know if that was.
I don't think it's actually part of the specific contract with the team, Rodg. I think that's an NBA language in there.
Gotcha.
I think the team can do specific stuff like the weight clause with Zion.
Yeah.
But the overall part of it, that goes back to the NBA issue. So
what is the weight clause with Zion? Like, he's like, dude,
I haven't seen the
lose weight.
He gets weighed like every 2 weeks, even when he was hurt.
I don't blame him. If you're paying him all that much money and you can't stay in shape, and you have a nutritionist, you have a facility where you can work out at, and you can't stay in shape, then okay, you don't need the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and Mike's other point that he made with it, needs better friends.
Yeah.
I still put most of it on Ja though. Like, somebody does need it, but what you have to understand about these guys is, and this is a generalization, so if anybody takes it personal, I'm sorry, but general, these kind of situations come from people who don't have anything else to do. Right. So they are pretty much there to collect money from Ja.
They're
there.
Says
he wants to go out ride, they go out ride.
They're there to
wants to wave a gun.
Yep.
Nobody wants to tell them no.
They're there to leech on Ja, basically. Yeah. And when things start going south for Ja, and when he starts to run out of money, his friends will slowly disappear. They're gonna stop answering the phone. When Ja needs something, no, they're not gonna answer the phone. They're not gonna be there. So it's just unfortunate. And I am curious to see what type of I hate to use the term punishment, but what type of it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what the Memphis Grizzlies do now. I mean, I've heard people out there saying suspend him for a whole season, half a season.
All right, Chandler Parsons.
I know. I don't think they're going to.
Chandler Parsons signed with them and didn't play for like 2 years.
Exactly.
So he doesn't get a vote here.
Yeah, and I don't see them suspending him for the entire season. I think that's a bit much. Now, maybe a couple first 10, 15, 20 games, whatever, something like that, or take some money from them, game checks. I could see that happening. Do you think, one more question, do you think he's going to learn from this? Do you think we're going to see another incident like this from him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Rodg, it's not even just the 2 gun incidents, because those on itself, maybe the NBA can go. But, you've gone to the mall and threatened an employee there. You've threatened to beat up a kid in your driveway. Like, it just seems to be, a habitual kind of thing. that he doesn't want to learn from. Like, you have enough money to never have to do that again. I promise you, Rodg, if I signed like a $300 million contract, I was making $30 million next year.
I'm gonna change my ways.
Get mad at anybody.
I'm gonna change my ways.
About? Somebody like, Herb, you suck. I'm like, hey, great, man. I'm quitting my $30 million.
Hey, I suck. Yep. Fine with me. I can deal with that.
Mike chimes in with 15 games.
Well, 15 games. Yeah, I agree with. Shout out to Mike. I agree with what Mike said. I think it might be 15, maybe even a little more than that. But even though it's only 15 games, remember there's only 82 game season, so that's a small portion already gone, and a lot of players nowadays are
of it.
Exactly. So that could be a make or break it right there. Because I mean, I don't know what Memphis is going to do in the offseason, but without Ja for 15, 20 games, hey man, it's not going to be the same as this year.
Yeah. And for more Memphis Grizzlies, right? I just told you I did find a new podcast out there called the No Bluffing podcast. So
No Bluffing, okay.
Yeah, so I'll have to, and I probably just butchered their name, so I'll have to make sure I get that right next week. But I do like to highlight some other podcasts that maybe we listen to. We want those people to show us love, and we want to show them love as well. So.
Of course.
So the game that we said it overshadowed, which ended up being a terrible game anyway.
Yeah. Boston, Philly.
I mean, Rodg.
That was a blowout.
Where do you even want to start? So there's so much to unpack here, right? First off, Jason Tatum from the fourth quarter of the game 6 till now, and not even the whole fourth quarter, really the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game till now has just decided to show the world like, hey, I'm here. As you kids like to say, I'm him.
Oh my gosh, that was so long. I think maybe Jason Tatum has been hearing the chatter that people are on the fence regarding whether he's a star or a superstar. And he said, you know what, I'm going to show up in the playoffs and I'm going to show you that I'm a superstar. I thought he was a superstar. Herb, I forgot what your take on that whole scenario was. I think Tatum's a superstar. I thought he was a superstar before the playoffs this year.
Sorry, I'm looking. The No Bluffing podcast, Rodg, is what it is.
No Bluffing podcast. Okay, gotcha.
It's weird, Rodg, because Jason Tatum is one of those polarizing guys. Locked in Jason Tatum. So, and this is what, let me, I guess, in the frame of game 6. Jason Tatum, who is missing shots, but still comes back in the fourth quarter and says, I don't care if I've been terrible all game. Give me the ball, I'm getting done. That guy is a superstar.
Right.
The Jason Tatum that lets a bad call about the refs in the first quarter get in his head and he plays terrible, that guy is not a superstar. So it's just so polarizing. But I mean, it's almost like I'm an 85-15. 85% of the time, I think, because even in that game he shot terribly, he still was rebounding and playing good defense and making good decisions on offense. So I give him credit for that because I think in the Jordan game against the Jazz, Rodg, he shot like 30% in that game. In their final closeout game. But so I give him credit for that. And then obviously in game 7, he just took over.
He took over. And I mean, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish. I'm sorry.
No, and because it's going to probably lead into what you're saying. But in that game, I don't want to take anything away from him. But how much blame do you put on Philly and how much credit do you give him?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to lead into. I mean, in game 7, Harden was 3 for 11 with only 9 points. What?
I was. I don't have a Bob, so I pulled up Harden's stats and all the losses. Bob have something to say here.
No. Harden. No, that was me. Harden.
Well, I saw you look up. I thought Bob had something he needed to tell you.
No, my bad. Harden had 9 points. He was 3 for 11. Embiid, the MVP now, and I'm not arguing with that. I think he deserved MVP for the regular season, but he was 5 for 18. He only had 15 points. Tobias Harris had 19. PJ Tucker started off hot, kind of cooled down. Let's be honest, PJ Tucker only shot the ball 7 times, and that's enough for PJ Tucker anyway. So he added in. Maxey had a decent game, had 17.
Out of those 7 shots, Rodg, 6 were 3-point shots. So but
PJ Tucker is a corner 3 shooter anyway. So that's what we expect from him. Play good defense, get some rebounds, and hit a couple threes. And they didn't really get any help from their bench. But overall, Harden and Embiid just did not step up in game 7. They lost another Eastern Conference semifinals loss for them. And now I guess the question is, and I'm not sure if you were getting ready to get into this, is Doc Rivers. Is Doc Rivers still there? Okay, Herb's giving us the thumbs. Doc Rivers is out of there. We have not received the notification yet, but there's a lot of consensus out there that Doc Rivers should no longer be in Philly. What do you think, Herb?
So I might be wrong on one of these stats. I believe he's like 4-10 in game 7s. He's lost 7 series where he was up 3-2.
Yep.
Rodg, he's just it's almost like if you think about baseball, which, by the way, Rod, ever since I said I was going to root for St. Louis and Cleveland, they've been terrible. Michael probably tell you
really?
St. Louis is awful this year.
I honestly have no idea, but that's unfortunate.
It's not good. I jinxed.
So are you still going to root for them?
I don't, Rod. This is a whole other segment, Raj. But everything that I pick in the past year, Alabama football, Alabama basketball, Milwaukee Bucks, St. Louis Cardinals, everything I pick in the past year turns to crap.
I noticed you haven't worn.
I might root for the Lakers.
Mike, please chime in on what Herb just said. He's going to root for the Lakers.
Do you hear why, though, Raj? Because when I root for people, they lose.
Mike, don't chime in on that. Okay.
So anyway, Doc Rivers needs a closer. He is good at getting you through the regular season, getting great wins, getting a lot out of you, and in the playoffs he just falters. And then one thing I see with Doc, because what he always says it's a make or miss league, meaning that the guys are either going to make or miss, right? Him and then Embiid in his press conference saying the rest of the guys got to step up. Like, it seems to be the only thing that they're getting good at is blaming other people.
Yep, I agree 1,000%. When you're the MVP and the leader of the team, and you're 5 for 18, and you're telling the other teammates that they need to step up, they're looking at you like, what else do you want us to do? You're taking the most shots. It's you, Harden, then probably Maxey, or maybe a mixture of either Maxey or maybe even Tobias Harris, and they stepped up. But the top two guys just didn't step up in Game 7.
Yeah,
and let's be honest, there should have never been a Game 7. They should have closed out in Game 6.
Right. If you're gonna tell me that going into the fourth quarter, Jason Tatum had 2 points, I'm saying Philly's blowing him out. That's on you guys. But Rod, Embiid even included Harden in his comment and said, "Me and James need some help." So here's James Harden in the 4 losses: 9 points, 13 points, 16 points, 12 points. Shooting percentage: 27%. 25%, 21%, 14%. 3-point shooting percentage, Raj. He had 2 games where he didn't hit a single 3. And this is the player that before these playoffs, people were talking about, was he better than Dwayne Wade? You people he might be a better outside shooter, but only if I need somebody to dribble for 30 minutes before jacking up a 3-pointer. So
gotcha.
I was disappointed by those thoughts, and like you said, you gotta take some responsibility. And Rod, I don't know if you're freezing up on me or there you go. I think. So and this is Ricky, who I was talking about with y'all today. Ricky was fired up about the whole job situation. He said anybody that
I'm ready. I agree, fellas. Should never been a Game 7. Yeah, that's true.
And Ricky said anybody that has to defend Ja, he go come on and get him. So he was fired up about that situation. He and I were agreeing. You can't keep giving a person chances and then they just try to blow it. So don't get it.
Right.
So Raj, before we get into the next series, which is Boston, Miami, Denver, and I wrote down LA, I guess the Clippers. I don't know.
Very funny.
we gotta cover our eliminated teams. So we have 4 teams to cover real quick: Philly, the Suns, New York, and Golden State. For New York, Mr. You chimed in on that kind of stuff. So we'll start there. I know E is standing by.
Okay.
He's gonna give you a breakdown for the Suns. So we'll have to cover Philly and Golden State with our no knowledge selves. So this is what Mr. U is. He said, He said,
I'm sorry,
sorry, I'm reading Mike's comment. We'll put it up in a minute. He said he's still recovering from a wild season for the Knicks, but this is what he wants to happen or he feels like should happen. Okay. And he thinks they have the financial ability to grab 1 or 2 All-Stars. So his number 1, trade Julius Randle. So I can go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know if Julius Randle is the number 1 problem. Is it because why did he say that? First of all, why did he say that?
He said whether he can produce was never the issue. His issue is when not in the playoffs. Like in the past few playoffs, we've had a 7-9 win-loss record and the worst body language I've seen in years.
That I agree with. His body language, and there was something he said, I think after Game 4, Game 5, when he said he made the comment that the other team maybe they wanted it more. I was like, don't ever say that, regardless of how disappointed or frustrated you are. Don't ever say that because people are going to take that and run with it.
Yep, and that was it.
Yeah.
I think the problem is when Julius got to New York, they didn't really have anybody, so they let him just be the number one, and he still thinks that he's the number one, and he's not. Like, you're not going to win a title with Julius Randle as your best player. So, and he does shrink in the big games. So,
gotcha.
No, I don't see it.
But isn't Brunson the number one player now?
Maybe, but and this was I guess it's number 5 on here. Anybody named Brunson, not named Brunson, Robinson, or Hart, he would trade. Brunson played like he was the number one, right? And then the first thing Stephen A. Smith said is, let's go get Damian Lillard. I don't know that you can package up a small backcourt like that. And my problem with Brunson is I don't know that he's good enough outside shooter to be your number one. So that's what Ricky would disagree. He would say it's definitely Jalen Brunson's team, which is funny because I didn't think this whole thing would work out when he got there too. So definitely kudos to him. And he clearly would be the guy to build around. I just don't think it's Julius Randle.
I would say it turned out better than I would say it kind of turned out better than I thought it would with Brunson coming there. I didn't know I didn't think the Knicks would make it past the first round, to be honest with you.
Yep. So let me cover these real quick, and I'll throw the rest of them.
Okay. All right. Well, we're experiencing a few technical difficulties right now on another end. What Herb and I were talking about was the current playoff situation, and as far as playoff eliminators. So apparently, right now, let's see who just got eliminated. Golden State, Phoenix. You back?
Yeah. Well, we have a storm going on here, and so
no wonder
we just lost power for a minute.
Wow, I was wondering because I was just talking, and then on our end it just kind of froze up. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
We lost power. Sorry for that. So
I
don't know where you at.
We got finished talking about New York, pretty much. Is that correct? Or
let me give you these real quick. And it's interesting that Ricky throws this out, Rodg. I'm gonna get through the rest of Mr. U's points real quick, and I know he's standing by. We'll go into the Suns if he wants to throw out some stuff. So one thing that, to go along with Ricky's point, the next thing he said, the Knicks may have more patience than I do, but I think trading RJ Barrett is a smart idea.
Yeah.
So that was another.
I don't think the Knicks fan base has that much patience, though. I mean, they're one of the biggest sports brands in the history of sports, and New York Knicks fans want a championship ace. They've been wanting a championship for decades now. Back when Patrick Ewing was playing, I mean, they made it. Was it like 95, 94, 95 when they played Houston and lost to the Rockets or whatever? But the Knicks fan base is kind of upset. They're tired of waiting, and they want to win now.
Right.
So,
but to go, and also this was funny by Mike. Yeah, they might be able to sign Ja for cheap in a couple months.
Yeah.
All right, let me hurry. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. And yeah, Ricky, you're right. They want to win now, especially now that they've tasted the playoffs. So he says he would give. He would like a new offensive coach, but he might give Tibbs another year. He said, not getting Giannis. They shouldn't want Jimmy Butler. He doesn't want Zach LaVine. He doesn't want Cat. He's intrigued by the idea of Dame, Mikal Bridges, or Jaylen Brown, which would be interesting. And then they need to make decisions on Quicken and Toppin. So he thinks that they're getting closer, but they definitely need a retool. So, and the only people he would keep 1,000% is Brunson, Robinson, and Hart.
I think Brunson, Robinson, and Hart.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on Julius Randle. I think he's a good player. I'll agree with that. I do think he needs to step up in the playoffs. I would give him another year. RJ Barrett can go either way as well. So, if they want to let him slide, then so be it. I think Dame coming to New York, that was huge for Dame, obviously coming from Portland to New York, a much bigger market. And now you're a playoff contender right away, as opposed to where Portland ended up in like 13th Western Conference. So nothing's going to transpire. I just don't know if they can do what it takes to get Dame. That's the problem.
Right. So, and like I said, I have trouble with them like signing a small backcourt like that. But we've probably given New York enough love. E is chimed in. You ready to tackle the Suns, who just went out to Denver and looked. They look like a two-man show, and that's really what it was. So here is the checklist from E.
Well,
fire coach. Yeah. So
they already
you're already noticing a theme with E stuff. He always and I'm going to say this first.
Yep. Yep. What do you feel about them firing Coach Monty? This man just won two. He's actually been Coach of the Year two of the past 4 years. Took them to the finals about 2 years ago. But you can kind of get the sense that he's kind of lost the team a little bit, or maybe some of the players on the team are frustrated with Monty.
When they lose in embarrassing fashion. That's the problem. So I could see that.
That is true.
Nick Nurse or Tyronn Lue. That's two people out there. Oh, which by the way, anytime your team gets eliminated and E says fire the coach, they fire the coach. So coaches better watch out.
Fire the coach.
Yep. Trade Ayton to New York. That would be interesting for Hart, Arlstein, and Quickly. And a first round pick. He really went into this one, huh?
Well,
dump Chris Paul, which I think is going to happen anyway. Go ahead. What?
Chris Paul's got to go. We all know that. But I've told you that Phoenix needs to really, really increase their bench and get a good third or fourth guy on that team. KD and Devin Booker. When you have KD and Devin Booker, they're going to be good enough to get you to the playoffs. But you're not. If you make it to the second round, you're going to get lucky. They're not going to win it. You can't win the championship with just those two doing, shooting 80 shots a game and one of them, averaging 35, 40 points or vice versa. You're not going to win a championship with that. You need more players. You need more scoring, and you need some better defense too.
Yeah. So sign Fred VanVleet, probably give you more offense there, and sign Jeremy Grant, which that's a popular name float out there, Jeremy Grant. So basically trying to bolster the team and get them a lot more players and get them their bench back with this one. So, and Ricky actually chimes in. He didn't like the firing of the coach. So I could see it either way.
I felt like once they got rid of Monty, it was that's what they took him as a scapegoat. He's a good track record with them. It's only been 4 years, and it seems like we live a day nowadays where if you don't win a championship right away, you're going to get fired.
Yeah, I agree. So especially with the way they went out, though, I think that's bad on your home floor twice and losing by like 30. It's bad. So, and this was a comment I did miss, but I agree with this. Brunson and Dame in the backcourt would be way too small. So, so just to put it back up there, thanks again, E, for taking the time to do that, and Mr. U for checking out the Knicks. But I think E likes this little thing, so he's waiting for the next team. He's like, oh yeah, who's going out next? I will say this: I asked E who did he want to pick, the Knicks or the Suns, because they were the first two, and he said, yuck. But I guess I'll take the Suns. So, and then you got two people, Ricky talking about and E both saying the same thing. He's a scapegoat. So I could totally get both of those.
Yep.
That would be interesting too. I will say this: I like the bolstering of the bench with the Aiden part. And I like them
Phoenix
getting Jeremy Grant to get a better player.
A question?
Yes. What was the question? Oh, I think I lost Rodg for a minute. So it's been a weird night. Like I might have to have a good drink of milk after this game is over. So after this show is over. As far as the other two teams, I didn't really go into in depth with them because I think their decisions are more like there's a player option involved. In Philly, does Harden opt in with his player option or not, or try and sign a bigger deal, blah blah blah. And then for Golden State, it's Draymond Green is your big question. So sorry, Rod, I know we lost you for a minute. I was saying in the other two teams, there's big player options that need to be determined here. Golden State with Draymond Green.
Yeah,
and Philly with James Harden. So,
with Golden State,
he also agrees with Mike. By the way,
with Golden State,
Brooks will end up in Phoenix.
In Phoenix, I I don't know if that'll help. I don't know if that's exactly what Phoenix needs, but Phoenix does need some. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's basically agreeing with Mike though. On that point though, so yeah, Roger. Two of your people say that's what's going to happen. That's what's happening.
That's what's going to happen. If it's Mike and E, we know. Yeah, yes. Mike and E are good sources. So yeah, we know that's going to happen. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
All right, so what were you about to say, Roger, about Golden State?
Regarding Golden State, what is Clay's contract terms right now? What is he?
I know he's still signed. I haven't seen what it is, Raj, but I know he's not leaving next year.
Okay. So, okay.
What they need to do to Clay is just rehab him all year and say, we need you to get back to
and no more game anywhere.
6 Clay. Yeah. So we need him all the time. So that would be their biggest thing, I think. They need to work out something with Draymond. Draymond is valuable to Golden State. I don't think he's valuable to other teams.
And you and I have discussed this several times. Draymond Green, we're discussing this a lot. Draymond Green is on the perfect team in the NBA for his skill set. You don't need him to score. All you needed him to do is play, get some fouls, get some rebounds, pass the ball. He's a great passer, great defender, good rebounder. Scoring is not his thing because they don't need it. So I think he needs to stay on that team. And I really just Golden State need a big man, a good big man that can actually score, not just somebody who can get some rebounds, but somebody that can give them maybe 10 points a game. And I think that'll really help out Golden State.
And this would be their trade piece. Get Poole out of there.
Got to get Poole out of the locker room
and get that piece. That's what I would approach if I was Golden State. Poole had like a nice little. I think when Clay was out, Poole kind of hit some shots, scored a bunch, and it's gone to his head because he was terrible against the Lakers. And if you're going to be a bad defender, you need to be an excellent offensive player. You could, at least when Clay was like, Clay is not himself physically. He can't keep up like he used to.
That's true.
But Clay didn't just let people just walk by him. He still played decent defense out there. Jordan Poole's not even making an effort for it.
Right.
So if you're not bringing anything to the table offensively and defensively, then you're just a liability. And if the chemistry is not there, then it's time to get rid of Poole as well.
Yeah.
So
I think Jordan Poole thinks that he has the green light that Steph has.
Right. And he doesn't. You're not Steph. You're not even Clay, even halfway now. Yeah. So, you have one good game every 5 or 6. And that was really, we're putting a lot on Golden State. Lakers just played well in that series. They were consistent. They didn't hit outside shots, so they did what they did best. We're going to pound you down low. And people talk about the free throw discrepancy. The free throw discrepancy is the same thing that –
what?
Huh? Yeah. I can't hear you. What? Okay.
I said the Lakers played what now? Is that what you just said?
I couldn't hear you. Sorry, Rod. Yeah, okay. The Lakers played, And so you agreed. Jordan Poole's not even close to either one of those two.
Okay.
The free throw discrepancy is the same thing it was in the regular season. The Golden State did not shoot a lot of free throws during the regular season. The Lakers did. That's not going to magically change when you're playing each other. The more physical team gets more free throws. The jump shooting team gets less. That's what it is. Right. You don't have any, and this is what Ricky's talking about with the Lakers.
Simple fact.
They pound you down low, and they get that, and they drive to the hoop.
Pound you down low. Yep.
The best players on Golden State are shooting from outside. They have nobody who's going to go draw fouls down low. So you can say all you want about efficient, which by the way, I'm not even going to get into it. Twitter goes crazy on that kind of stuff. The free throw discrepancy mirrored the regular season, and that's all I can say about that part.
I agree. There were a couple of iffy calls throughout that series. I think we can both agree on that. But, I mean, there's just two different styles of play as far as basketball is concerned. Golden State stays on the perimeter. They shoot their threes. They might get a few layups here and there, but obviously the Lakers play completely the opposite. They stay down low. They pound you down low. They're a much more physical team, so they're going to get more foul calls. So, I don't see what the issue is there.
Yeah, so I think everybody's kind of on the same page. Get rid of Poole. Get him a bigger some point. So so you want to talk about the next series, Raj?
Yes, I do. Go ahead.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm losing you or if you're losing it.
I'm here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Raj, you want to move on to the next series?
Let's do it.
All right. So we can start off with
the Lakers
minute.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I thought we got more.
No, did you hear what I said? Do you want to start off with the Lakers minute?
Yes.
Okay. Guess what, though? I've got a change for you today.
What's the change?
I'm going to do the Lakers minute.
Are you serious?
Yes.
All right, let me get my timer up. Hold on.
Oh, you don't have to time it. I got it.
No, because you're gonna give me like 10 seconds.
Oh no, trust me. Watch.
You let me know when you're ready. Let me know when
you're ready. You'll be very pleased with this.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
All right, so for the Lakers minute, people have made a big, huge thing lately about the Lakers, where they started and when they came to. And what I like to always mention right now is the expectations for this team before anything happened this season was most Lakers fans would be happy if they just made the playoffs.
Right.
And then coming into midseason, they made a huge change to the team. And then all of a sudden it was like, I don't want to be in the play-in, which they still ended up in. But
right.
This has been, I think you have to give a lot of credit to LeBron and AD. And everybody is sitting here, talking about AD. AD has proven himself in these last couple series. He has been banged around a lot. And there's a lot of times when people thought he would be sitting down, and he's still out here. And LeBron, to do what he's doing, like Rodg, I mean, obviously I'm older, but at age 38, man, me playing a couple games was about all you could get out of me. So what he's doing at this age is still phenomenal. The team
darn right it is.
Overachieved. I think the problem now for the Lakers is the expectations have been reset, and now everybody wants the finals. When you still have to look at this as with the changes on the fly and reinventing the team.
Yep.
And, this year started off with, can we just get LeBron the scoring record? And then he took off for like 20 games.
Right.
And now it's become, we want to be in the finals.
Right.
This season has been far and above anybody's expectations.
Including myself.
To be commended. The funniest thing about this is if you graded the season, if they lose the next season to Denver, the next series to Denver, which is
not going to happen,
which Ricky says is the championship series.
Right.
Everyone else probably gives this season an A for the Lakers. And LeBron probably gives it an F because his only point right now is to make the finals. So you have an interesting thing right here. I think you're going to see an even more motivated player. And Mike says, was he showing his age? He was showing his age. He was. So
I did.
Just because we said the series overall was good doesn't mean like a couple games. And I know he thinks that was me made that comment. That was actually Rodg.
That was actually me. Yeah. Let me comment. Yeah. There were a few plays that LeBron had where he was showing his age. He had a couple of bad turnovers.
Hey, are you interrupting my Lakers minute?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
So anyway, I know LeBron, his whole goal is to make the finals, but this season has been a success. He has been phenomenal. Yes. And I listened to a good podcast by Nick Wright when he described this. You can't hold it against him if he loses in the conference finals or if he drags his team into the finals and they lose. You can't hold that against him because then you are saying it would have been better if he doesn't make the finals at all than actually make it. And if he gets this team, the way this season started and the way it was going, and they get to the finals, win or lose, it's just another notch in his belt to me, and it's been an excellent season. So, and when you have AD and LeBron, you have two of the best players on the court in any series, you always have a shot.
Right.
And that's your Lakers minute.
Thank you. That was about – I actually stopped the stopwatch, so that was about 3 to 4 minutes, but I appreciate it.
See this? Every time LeBron gets insulted, he still thinks it's me.
I know. I mean,
not this time.
It was me that I said he is showing his age because he had a couple of really bad turnovers, and then there's certain instances on defense when LeBron can't get back or he doesn't switch over, things of that nature. Luckily for us, the Lakers won the series 4-2, which I predicted.
For us.
Yeah. Well, Herb, I know you're secretly a Lakers fan, even though you're not going to admit it. I think the big question is how is everything going to look in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah.
That's
where we're going now. Denver versus LA. Denver with home court advantage.
Yep.
And you're picking Lakers in 6 because that's
I got Lakers in 6, buddy.
I'm picking Denver in 3.
3. Oh, okay. That must be something new. Okay.
They're gonna beat them so bad they're just gonna quit.
Okay. Yeah, I got the Lakers in 6. I think the Lakers are gonna steal game 1 tomorrow. Denver wins game 2. Lakers win 3
Stop. If you're just gonna go with the exact same MO as every other series, like show some creativity.
I'm not showing it. I'm showing you consistency. And even Ricky says, "Le goat, bye,
Never do that again. So let me guess your script. The Lakers win game 1. Denver wins game 2. The Lakers win the next 2 at home. Denver wins game 5. Lakers close it out in 6 at home.
Close it out at home in LA in front of Jack Nicholson.
And that's my.
And then
can we get some non-Lakers fans out there? Nope. Where are these people?
We're everywhere. And then the Lakers go on and they probably beat up Boston. A good old Lakers Celtics matchup. The Lakers win. LeBron gets his 5th ring, and we crown him like we did the past 4 times. That's how it's going to work. And then the Jordan fans go, oh, well, he didn't do this. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. Where you going? Where you going, Herb? Shout out to Ricky and Mike. Herb left the building for some reason. I don't know why. I guess he didn't want to hear all that. I don't know, guys. What Ricky? So Mike, you got Lakers in 6, and so does Ricky. Lakers in 6. I think it's going to be the same as the first 2 series in the West. So I'm looking forward to it. Herb? Oh, now he's coming back. I guess he thinks I'm stopped talking. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to get a shirt for you, but it's not right there. And I don't want to keep looking.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
So honestly, though, Lakers at 6, is that just he couldn't take the Heat? Well, the Heat might beat Boston. Joking, but even there. So like Lake Show all day. I don't like any of you people. None of y'all. Okay. Yeah. Like, can we get some non-Lakers people?
Lake Show all day. Well, we can't get any Bucks fans because they lost first round. I thought that was funny.
That was just a little harsh. So,
right after you bought a hat and a T-shirt, you thought the Bucks were actually gonna do some.
I am the curse, Rod. If I buy your team stuff, you're done. Yep.
Well, don't buy any Lakers.
Ooh, hold on.
No,
Amazon.
Don't do it.
I'm about to order a Lakers shirt.
No. Let's get into the. You want to get into the Eastern Conference Finals?
Hey, whatever.
Oh my gosh! Don't do.
What did you say that was actually funny? I must have missed it.
Oh, shout out to Mr. U. Mr. U's on.
Did I miss the Knicks roast? We read out your comment, and there was a lot of agreeing with you, Mr. U. So we appreciate the contribution there.
Yeah.
So how about that, Rod? That's the shirt I'll get.
I'm not looking.
Yep,
no.
I'm ordering it now.
No.
Extra large. They say extra large will fit me best based on what I've already ordered. Oh man, this thing won't even get here till June 20th. Nope, we need them to lose.
Yeah, we'll be finished with this series, but we'll be finished. We would already had our 5th ring by then.
Your 5th ring. The Lakers have more than 5 rings.
No, I'm talking about Bron gang. We're gonna get our 5th ring.
Extra large that will fit me based on what I've already seen.
Ricky said,
I can get it by Wednesday, Raj. Huh?
Oh my gosh, you're wasting my time.
What a Drew Holiday jersey. That's what I'm getting, Raj.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, ordering it now.
That is so lame.
I mean, if this works, this is the greatest jinx in the history of jinxes.
that was a Vestavia Hills Lakers jersey.
That's fine.
Okay.
How long did it take you to come up with that?
Not too long. Tell your son Matt we said hi.
Matthew, what's up? Mr. U said he wants to play. Mr. U, a lot of people agreed with the getting rid of Randall.
Yep.
They like the Ricky, who's actually on there. You just saw him pop up there. He actually said trade RJ Barrett before I had a chance to read it out, so they were on the same page. We debated. Most of us kind of agree that Dame Lillard, great shooter, but it makes your backcourt too small. It's too similar to what he had in Portland. But definitely a retool, and Julius Randle's just not your number one guy, and the body language being horrible and everything. So that's kind of where we got there. People weren't really like up or down on Thibs. So it's almost like, I don't know, but they definitely need some star talent there to pair with Brunson. So that's where we came with what you gave us there. So appreciate it. All right, so the Heat versus Boston.
Heat versus Boston, yes.
Or is it just Jimmy Butler versus Boston, I guess?
Probably so. Jimmy Butler and the gang versus Boston.
Yeah. I mean, Boston in 5? if they want it to be?
Nope. I'm going to say Boston in 6.
So they end it at Miami?
I think so.
No. If it gets to 6, it's going 7. So it's either Boston in 5 or Boston in 7.
I'm going to stick with my initial decision. Which
you just only pick everything in 6? You pick every series.
Oh, my gosh. Apparently, everything I pick is right.
Well, okay. I can't argue that one. It could be like Boston versus me and you, and you'd be like, "Oh, Boston in 6."
But you got Boston in 5.
No, I think Boston in 5. I think they come out a little focused. They can see the finals. See, Ricky agreeing with me is scary because you should see us work together. He won't agree with anything I say.
No, Ricky. So. He makes a good point though. He's Jimmy. He thinks Jimmy's going to run out of gas, and then by game 5, that's going to be it. So he makes a good point.
Boston has the most defenders to throw at him. I think that's the thing more than any other team that he's faced so far. They could throw a different body. Mike comes in on the other side. Mike just wants an easier opponent for the Lakers. That's all he's saying.
Hey,
I'm surprised they've gotten this far. So
I'd rather play Heat. I'd rather play the Heat too. I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody rather would.
But if the Lakers do get to play Boston, I think Jason Tatum's going to want some payback.
Yeah. And so, Raj, when you rank the possible, I was just looking at this, your possible matchups. LA Boston has to be your number one, like your best matchup, right?
Yep.
I guess I would probably put the Nuggets and Boston at number 2, maybe, but
Nuggets.
I think Nuggets and Miami is the worst of the 4.
Nobody wants to see that.
Right.
Nobody wants to see that.
So LA Boston number 1. Because of Miami's style, I don't like it with LA as a watchable series. That's why I say Nuggets Boston. But where would you rank it? I go LA Boston, then Nuggets Boston, LA Miami, then Miami Denver. That's how I rank the 4.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'd probably pick the same order. I think Miami Denver's the least. I mean, how many Denver Nuggets fans do we really see on a daily basis anyway? So
you can't bring himself to pick the Celtics. Air Raid Mike is one, so we'd have to have him on.
I forgot about that. We got to get him on. Yeah. But no, I like the order you picked, and I think seeing the Lakers Celtics would be the number 1 selection. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Wait, no, I don't agree. You said LA. No,
you think it's going to be Denver
and Boston. I think Boston is the surest thing out of the 4 of these.
Yeah, I agree.
Is going to happen.
I do think. But I do think Boston's going to have 1 or 2 games where they just get kind of lackadaisical and maybe even bored a little bit, and then they lose 1 or 2 games.
They are the hardest team to figure, Raj, because they come in with overwhelming talent and they just lay eggs sometimes. You're just like, why? What is going on? So they're a tough team for me to figure out, but I think they have too much for sure. So. Yeah. Raj, one question I did want to ask before we kind of touched on this before. Every time, and this is, Charles and Shaq and Chuck were over there making fun of AD when he got, bumped a little and rolled off on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And somebody posted this, and it just brings up the same thing to me. Why do we give AD so much hate, and like Kawhi Leonard slips by, nobody says a word?
That's a very good question. That's probably one of the best questions you asked since we've been hosting the show.
You're just throwing out anything now.
No. I'm thinking about this from an expectation perspective. Like AD's expectations are to help the Lakers win a championship. Is that the same? And I'm assuming that's the same thing with Kawhi Leonard. But Kawhi Leonard's just not as I don't think he's as appealing as AD. If you see where I'm going with this, Kawhi Leonard just kind of quiet, just. Always down, or as what Chuck called them, street clothes.
So what does Kawhi Leonard keeps losing?
I don't know. And let me ask you this: who do you think gets hurt more? Who do you think not as available, AD or Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard. I bet you if you go back and ask, because you're forgetting, like AD will miss part of every season, but like Kawhi Leonard has missed like 2 whole seasons. So,
Kawhi Leonard's entire seasons. Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard has missed 2 whole seasons. So when AD goes down, you're gonna miss him for a while, and he's gonna get hurt at some point. But when Kawhi is gone, Kawhi gone. Like he ain't coming back. Qui-Gon. I was watching Star Wars earlier. Anyway,
that's true.
He's gone.
That's so lame. Yeah, I agree. I just feel like there's more hope involved when there's AD out there, because just like you said, AD is going to be hurt for a couple of games, but he'll be back in the season to kind of help the Lakers move on. Kawhi Leonard's out. Kawhi Leonard's out for a while. He might come back every now and then, but then he's going to mention something about his knee. And you've already discussed this. I think there's something more serious going on with his knee than what we know. So. What does Ricky? Ricky said, I believe it's because Kawhi is always flown under the radar and he doesn't get a lot of people to fully gain that trust in him. Yeah, he makes a good point.
Yeah. And probably playing for the Lakers doesn't help AD any, but I've been impressed by him this year. I think he started off wanting to prove that he should have been the defensive player as the well, and this is an interesting one. Kawhi been the best player on multiple championship teams. I don't know. I could argue that I guess he was the best on San Antonio, but he wasn't the most prominent. That was still Tim Duncan's team, even at the end.
Tim Duncan,
he went to Toronto as a 1-year rental and won it. But
and let's be honest, what happened in Toronto? He got very lucky in Toronto. a lot of people from Golden State got hurt years.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. Like I said, somebody else had posted that question. I thought it was interesting because those are two players that are both hurt a lot, but people get on AD a little bit more. So, all right, Rodg, I'm ready.
Yep.
Ready?
Bring it on. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the questions of death?
Three questions. All right.
3 questions of death. The NBA draft lottery is tomorrow.
Okay.
So if you're the Warriors, and obviously we call it the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, whatever the case may be.
Yes.
If you're the Warriors, what kind of trade package would you put together to get Victor Wembanyama?
I would
without giving up so much,
and I would trade everybody else on the team.
Oh my God!
I might keep Wiggins. If I could, that's where I would. My first package I would do. I would say, here's Jordan Poole. Here's all our draft picks, and here's everybody, because they don't like playing young guys anyway. So I don't know that they'd ever play Wemby. But if I was trying to put together just a random draft, like I would try and say, can I keep Clay, Draymond, and Steph, and you guys can have your pick of everybody else I got. I'd have to check all the contracts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's where I would start. And then if it got pushed, I mean, Dre would have. The problem is Draymond would have to opt back into his contract for sure, and then I'd have to try and trade him. No, he's valuable to Golden State. And if Clay can be Clay, see, that's the agree. Anybody not name those 3? So that's what I would tell him. Hey, I'm keeping these guys.
Curry, got you.
You can have everybody else. So I don't think it's going to happen, though, Raj, but that's what I would do.
All right. No, it's not happening. It's not going to happen. Question number 2.
This is that Ricky really wants to get rid of Jordan Poole.
The past 2 years with NFL,
and his name is Dante DiVincenzo. Put some respect on his name.
Everybody does. Nobody can spell DiVincenzo's last name anyway.
No, I posted it the other day and I put DI question mark.
You ready for the next one?
You know who I'm talking about. Yep, bring it on, brother.
Exactly. All right, question number 2. In the past 2 years, we've seen the USFL come back. This year, we've seen the XFL come back. If you were to design a new football league, what is the name of your new league, and what rules would you apply to attract an audience or viewers?
And just for Ricky's sake, you even misspelled that as Dante, D-O-N-T-E.
Dante. I think it's D-O-N, yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard with new rules. What I would do, Raj, is I would have like my quarterback, running back, and wide receiver be dating the cheerleaders. And I would try to see what drama would come up every game from that. So it's not necessarily anything on the field, but you would be like, hey, Jake throws back the pass. Oh, and he overshoots, Bobby. That's probably because Bobby was caught last week with his woman. And so they're not on good terms right now. So,
Oh my goodness! So this is like a Real Housewives edition of football.
real Housewives of the Herb FL. So see, Ricky's already
the Herb FL. Oh my! Sign me up.
I'm telling you, man. If the star linebacker for the other team, you're the running back, and the star linebacker for the other team is now dating your girl, like it just put an extra little oomph. You would tune in every week.
I would definitely. That'd be entertaining. You know what? And you would get male and female viewers that way.
That's what I would get. I'd have way more.
I see that. Viewers, okay, Herb. I see what you're going. Yeah. I see what.
So Mike likes the 7-on-7, but Mike, I like my idea. Let's get a little intrigue in the game.
Yeah,
so that's where I would go with it, Rodg.
All right, and
let them date the cheerleaders.
And the league would be called Herb FL.
Yeah, the Herb FL. So
okay,
I'd let them smoke on the sideline too.
Might as well. It's legal now, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, Ricky so this is what Ricky, he jumped off of my league so fast that he's like, he wants Mike 7-on-7.
7-on-7?
How much you want to bet Mike and Ricky are sitting at a bar together drinking?
They probably are. Yeah. And they're probably sitting in the bar having a drink like, man, we really like this Rodg guy and his Lakers. Yes. All right. Last question. Are you ready?
This is me not talking to you anymore, by the way.
I know. Question number 3. If you had to put together 3 Marvel characters to best duplicate Nick Saban, which 3 characters would you put together?
Any Marvel characters?
Any Marvel characters, and you're trying to get the best version of Nick Saban, or basically duplicate Nick Saban. I'm sorry, but you have to use 3 Marvel characters.
We'll probably have Dr. Doom because he's an evil genius.
Okay.
Captain America because of the strategist that he is.
Okay.
And I need people to come up with stuff like that. Although if I got Dr. Doom, I probably don't need him, but that's how I would. And maybe I'd give him Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet so I can make him immortal and he would never die, so he could coach the team forever after I clone Nick Saban.
That would be pretty cool. Cool.
So if I could keep Nick Saban coaching the team for the next 100 years, then we'd be all right. We'd
win. I think we'd win a few more championships.
We'd win a few more championships.
Yeah.
So Mike said he can make that happen, by the way, but he meant the bar, not the league.
Bar, not the league.
Mike is giving up on his league already, but he's down for drinking and them
having a good time.
Rodg, apparently.
Yeah. Awesome. That's it.
You're getting a little too much love here. Like, I don't think I like all this.
Hey man, I can't help it. I cannot help it. I need to get a t-shirt made that says Lakers in 6.
I mean, I'm still working on our other t-shirt, so I would promise you that. But,
gotcha.
Here's Ricky's answer. Doctor Strange, Thanos, and Iron Man.
Iron Man. I was wondering if anybody would put Iron Man in there.
Well, because you said like what characters, but I'm like, am I getting their powers or am I getting their personality?
More of their personality, not necessarily their power.
I went with their personality for the strategist part. And then Thanos I gave, because I want the Infinity Gauntlet. But
gotcha.
Most of it I was going with their personalities. So Rodg.
RFC. Oh, hey, look what Mike just said. RFC, the Rodg fan club. I like that, Mike.
I'm named after a drug and nobody seems to like me. Like, I don't understand what's going on in this show. Like, certain people who are watching this show right now alone should be like, yeah, go Herb. Like, I have people dating cheerleaders and nobody's following me.
That would be cool. I think the Herb football league is something that could work. We got to talk to TMZ or somebody about that.
Would any football ever get played though in my league?
Who cares?
You would definitely have people tuning in every week. So.
Oh yeah.
I guess what team? Oh, you know what, Rodg? I'm gonna find you a Lakers in 6 shirt.
Lakers in 6.
And the WNBA starts up on Friday.
Well,
this is not fair. Ricky wants to join the Rodg Club. Michael wants to like.
I already got 2 members. Yes. Yes.
Hey, wait till he starts charging you guys dues. All right, Rodg, I'm gonna work on that t-shirt for you.
Yeah, so, this is not gonna be free.
So.
Appreciate it. Bro.
I guess that's about it. Tomorrow night, Denver plays the Clippers. I can't remember who, and then the night after that's the Eastern Conference Finals. So
please don't disrespect. Please don't disrespect the RFC.
You really gonna do this, huh?
I'm gonna say that. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm gonna drive you insane saying this.
Well, for Rodg and the Rodg podcast and the Rodg fan club,
yeah, right.
We're gonna sign off here with a couple minutes left to go. Rodg, I appreciate you and all your fan members for.
I appreciate you, Herb, for being my brother.
Wow, well, I didn't have a choice in the matter. So thanks to Willie, the Shakeback Group, for giving us this platform. Thank you so much. Forever. Thanks to E for contributing once again. Definitely appreciate your breakdown.
Thanks to RFC.
Thanks, Mr. U.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. U, he got his podcast every Monday morning, 8 a.m. You can also subscribe to his YouTube channel, but definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been fun, man. You guys make it fun. You make it worthwhile. So
we appreciate all you guys.
Ricky, I'm not coming to work with you tomorrow, but I do appreciate you. So for Herb and Rodg podcast and the newly formed Rodg fan club, we'll put that one up the end. Sorry, the Rodg fan club. Oh God.
Yes, RFC strong, baby.
RFC. Appreciate you guys. I won't be here next week. I'm just gonna let Rodg do this by himself. I've had enough. Herb and Rodg podcast signing off, and as always, roll tide. Everybody.
Roll tide.